Hey guys, welcome to the playlist of solutions for CodeBash 2.0 Senior Division. We will start with the easiest challenge in the Senior Division, that is Raji. We'll understand the problem statement first. Santosh, our friend, wants to buy a video game called Raji, and there are T shops that sell that particular video game. The shops are numbered from 1 up to T. Now the shop I from the series 1 to T is PI minutes walk from where Santosh is standing right now, and it sells the game Raji for QI rupees and currently has MIT units of Raji game in the stock. Now he will go to one of these shops and buy if it is still in the stock when he gets there, and obviously he can't buy a game if it is not in the stock. However, the game is so popular that the number of consoles or the game in the stock in every shop will decrease by 1 at the following moments: 0.5, then after 1 minute, that is 1.5, then 2.5, and so on minutes from now. We have to find that whether he can buy the game, and if he can buy the game, what is the minimum amount he would have to pay to buy one. The input format is as follows. The first line will contain the value of T, that is the number of shops. The next T lines will have the value of PI, QI and MI for that particular shop. The output format is if he can buy a game, what is the minimum amount of money he needs to buy that game, and if he cannot buy the game, we have to print -1. Let us have a look at sample input 0. Now the first line says that there are 3 shops in total. Now for the first shop we have the value as PI equals to 3, then QI equals to 9 and MI equals to 5. So now this means that this shop is 3 minutes away from Santosh. Cost of the game is 9 rupees on this shop. It has 5 units of stock at time interval T equals to 0. And similarly, we have the data for the next 2 shops. Let us first write the time intervals when the stock of the game decreases by 1. I'll declare a variable as m which stores the minimum amount our friend has to pay for buying the game. So let us go with the first shop. It is 3 minutes away from Santosh. That is, he will reach to the shop after 2.5 minutes. Thus, 3 consoles of this particular shop have been sold when he reaches this shop, and the shop is left with 2 units. So yes, he can buy the game from this shop at a price of 9 rupees. So for now, the minimum price at which he can buy the game is 9 rupees. We'll add it here. Now let us go for the second shop. The shop is 4 minutes away from him. So till he reaches the shop, that is before the 4.5 minutes, 4 games of this particular shop have been already sold. So the shop is left with just 1 console. And in this shop, he can buy a game at a cost of 8 rupees. So which is lesser than the cost of the game in the earlier shop. The minimum price at which he can buy the game is now 8 rupees. Now let us go to the third shop. The shop is 5 minutes away from him. So when he reaches at the shop, that is before the 5.5 interval, the shop has already sold 5 units, and so it is out of stock. Even though the price of the game in this shop is 7, which is lesser than 8, but he still cannot buy it because it is out of stock. So the minimum amount at which he can buy the game is rupees 8, which is shown here as the output. Now let us see how we can solve this problem. You have to iterate through each shop one by one and check the condition of is m is greater than p for every shop. Now why do we need to check m is greater than p? This is because as p indicates the amount of time required by Santosh to get to a particular shop. So if he reaches at any shop, let's say at time t equals to 2, then already two of the units of that particular shop of the game get sold. Similarly, if he reaches at any shop at time interval t equals to 4, 4 units of that game had been already sold in that particular shop. So if this condition satisfies, that is if m is greater than p, shop would have at least one game left when he reaches at that shop. Now when he reaches a particular shop which has at least one game, we have to store its value in the minimum. Now in the next iteration, when you go to shop 2, if m2 is greater than p2, that means the shop has at least one unit of that game, and our friend can buy from that shop. In this scenario, you have to compare Q2 with Q1. If Q2 is smaller than Q1, then you have to update the variable minimum as Q2. In this way, you have to iterate through all the shops and find the minimum value our friend will have to pay to buy the game. Now initially, we'll keep this value as -1, so that if he is not able to buy the game from any of those shops, we can directly print the value of minimum, that is -1. Now let us have a look at the code. I have declared 4 variables here, that is P, Q, M and T for this particular challenge. This variable answer is same as the minimum variable explained here. Now in the next line, I'll take the input of T, that is the number of shops. Now I'll iterate from 0 to t minus 1 for all the shops. During the iteration, I'll take the inputs for P, Q, M, N for the particular shop I. I have added this condition to store the value of Q for the first shop which satisfies this particular condition, that is M is greater than P. Now for the next iterations, I would just have to check the values of M and P for the next shops and add the minimum between the two variables, that is Q1 and Q2 as shown here. We'll choose the minimum between the previous value of answer to the new value of the Q. And after all the iterations are done, we'll print the value of answer. So that's all for this video. In the upcoming videos, we'll see the solutions of the further challenges. Thank you.